There's a great disparity between those who have access to the internet and those who do not. For my portion of the presentation, I will be diving into this digital divide among various socioeconomic statuses and different age groups. The term, ICT, stands for Information and Communication Technologies, and I'll be using it interchangeably with technology and the internet. Disparities of technological access, ability, and use begin at a very young age. A 2018 research study concluded that students from families with a lower economic status tend to show less confidence in using the internet, and they have fewer opportunities to learn. The setback in their learning can have monumental consequences. The same study found that students who have more access to technology have increased academic success, social, and personal well-being in their later lives. And it should come as to no surprise that families in lower socioeconomic statuses don't have the same access to ICTs that higher classes do. The numbers are still astounding. In the US, 99% of the richest households are online versus 78% of lower income households. And although that isn't a huge disparity, it grows even wider when we're talking about households with broadband connections. 88% of the richest households have them, compared to only 45% of the poorest households. And in simple terms, a phone or a laptop without a stable internet connection is just a chunk of metal. A reason for this great discrepancy is white versus blue-collar jobs. 83% of white-collar jobs require internet access, versus only 23% for blue-collar work. In the study mentioned earlier, one participant said, "What is an iPad? I have no idea. I drive a bus for more than 10 hours every day. I don't use ICT in my work and have no opportunity to learn how to use a computer." This makes me wonder about the mass of students forced into online learning right now. Although they might have their school-issued laptop or iPad, if they don't have a stable internet connection or a parent who can help them with technology issues, they're at a severe disadvantage compared to their peers. This can lead to an inescapable cycle. As our world and our market economy increasingly becomes more reliant on technological savviness, those in poorer classes have less economic and social mobility. With an increasing wealth inequality gap, the digital divide can only grow. And this divide also applies to different age groups, coining the term a gray digital divide. The textbook plainly states that as age increases, internet usage decreases. Although this divide has been slowly thinning, it is still significant. One of the reasons for this is that it's more about generations than age, which makes sense, because it's unlikely that an individual who is comfortable with technology would use it less often as they age. So this disparity is more about older generations who did not grow up with ICTs in their hand. And just like how it's important for school children to learn ICT to be academically successful, or just like how it's important for lower income households to have a stable internet connection, increased internet use for older adults is vital if they are to effectively participate in society. So what's blocking the integration of older adults, talking 60 years and up, into the digital world? A few factors, including the availability of resources, type of country, because there are different cultural perceptions to the internet, and if older people wish to learn. That last part, if older people wish to learn, is a large factor in this gray digital divide, but not in the way you might expect it to. This widely accepted idea that older people are all technophobes or they're all disinterested in learning is false and harmful. This negative stereotyping acts as a barrier to them learning computer and internet skills. One study found that a majority want connectedness in their lives, and they desire to be included in their changing society. Minimizing the gray digital divide is crucial to an inclusive society. And I found this to be especially true in the past few weeks. On Sunday, I FaceTimed my grandparents, and even though their camera was facing a lamp the entire time and they were yelling despite being like 2 feet away from their phone, I could tell that they really enjoyed being able to FaceTime. They're at a care facility and essentially under lockdown since they're at higher risk to being infected from the virus. During these weird times where social interaction is all done through screens, it's all the more important for older adults to have that internet access and knowledge. Even just knowing how to open the FaceTime app or how to unmute a microphone, it's crucial for their mental and social well-being. And on a larger scale, other than just integrating older adults into the online community so that they can feel a sense of belonging, increased internet access has a positive correlation with improved living standards across the world. This brings the issue of a digital divide full circle. No matter one's socioeconomic status or one's age, there should be no one left behind from entering the digital world. Thank you.